I get high, I get low, there's nothing.
Keeping it ReW. ReW and who? What's that you say? Keeping it real. Keeping it ReW. What's that you say? Keeping it real. Keeping it you. What's that you say? Keeping it real. Keeping it ReW.
All right, we are here with Robert GoBEL.
Yes, ma'am.
And you and that other long part, the voices
Voices for Veterans.
for veterans.
Yes,
so does that mean you're a veteran?
No, I'm not a veteran.
You're not.
I am not.
How did you get in the voices of veterans? Because of your tie?
That's a good story. This is the outfit we wear. I produce shows for veterans now, and the band
I don't
wears.
hear you.
Oh,
You have such
a low voice, right?
yeah.
Okay, this is the outfit we wear on the show. We produced a show for veterans. I guess it started about maybe 8 years ago.
Oh, so you sing for the veterans?
Well, we all, not that I sing, but the show is about a lot of voices, and I'll tell you about that in a minute.
Cool.
We started this about 8 years ago. We were just playing music together in local bars and clubs with a band that I put together, cover tunes.
Once that make money.
Right.
My neighbor came to me, Jimmy Beavers. He's a fireman, and he was a veteran. And he said, Bob, would you help me? We're going to do a meatball cook-off at a bar. And we're going to ask this big gentleman that was a bartender. He was a very big guy. He said, he's going to make some meatballs, and I'm going to make meatballs, and we're going to bet on who makes the best meatballs.
Okay.
And we'll raise money for veterans. So he said, would you help out? And I said, I would, Jim, but my thing is the music. I don't know anything about meatballs. Why don't we put a band together and put music up there and charge people to get in, and we'll raise money for the veterans. So he agreed, and we put 35 people together. We had an ensemble of people getting on and off the stage all night. We played 6 hours straight of music, and we raised a nice bit of money for the veterans, and that's how it started 8 years ago.
Wow.
That's a pretty great backstory, because what it has morphed into now is this huge event that Bob is now producing, in addition to performing in and emceeing.
Is it annual or is it more than annual?
Well, it's too early to say annually. What we did was every year I would take 35 musicians and we would raise money for the veterans.
Now, you keep talking about you and musicians
Yes.
and music. Like, what do you do?
I put them together.
Do you play anything?
I play on the keyboards. I surround myself.
Are you being modest? Like, do you?
He is. He is the musical director, and he becomes one of the two keyboard players, and he plays all the horn parts, which is great. And he's got this 30-member choir, and it's all rock and roll things.
Wow.
Covers.
So it evolved from 35 hardcore rock and roll musicians into a show that I always wanted to produce with a choir. And we wanted to do it for good reason, so we combined this desire to put a choir together with a band. So we merged a 30-person choir. It's an incredible bunch of young people. It's a mixture of a choir called Voices of Virtue from Hempstead and Hempstead Select Chorale. And we put it together with a rock band, and we merged gospel with rock and roll.
That's wonderful. Wow.
So in the process...
And how old are the singers?
Well, the singers in the choir age from high school age to 21, 22 years.
Okay, so they're young.
Young,
Yeah.
they are the greatest bunch of young people I have ever met in my life. They are fabulous singers. They are terrific.
How does
choir.
one become a part of the choir?
For our shows
Yeah.
or for them? I'm not sure. It was kind of already a package as a choir for us. So what we did was we put very special musicians together. One of them was Rich Zucker, who was a choir guest. He is the most fantastic
You needed his
drummer.
wife to make some meatballs.
That's
That's what I was thinking, yeah. I think then you would have had the winning meatball, man, yeah.
Fabulous drummer. We have him sing in one song also. He's an incredible musician. And we surround ourselves with very great musicians.
That's cool.
We have a list of 25 songs. It turns out to be a 2.5-hour show. And we did our first show at Madison Theater and Rockville Center. Paul was part of it with Soledad, who was kind of on the production, sound, and marketing end of it. We did it at Madison Theater, 500-seat theater that I
And it was
rented.
filled.
And we filled it, we brought the choir in, we practiced for an entire year for this, and we brought
Wow.
in, the special part of it is we brought in 25 veterans. We honored them for the night.
Now, where were they from?
They were from all over Long Island. We
No,
were
but which war times?
from
All of
World
them. Yeah.
from World War II down to Afghanistan. We
Nice.
covered the gamut.
And only 25?
We did 25. It was actually less. It was 22. We brought them in. We gave them medals. We honored them. We brought them up on stage. We told them a little
Were
bit
there
about
other
the
people
story.
in the audience?
500.
500.
Oh, right, you
people.
said that. Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
there were 500 people and then the 25 honored
Yeah,
veterans.
And
Okay.
these are 500 people that paid $55 a ticket.
Okay, but
So
they knew
this
that
is
it
a
was
good
a
thing.
thing for the veterans
Yes,
too.
Yeah.
Right,
Which is great.
that's wonderful.
So we brought them on stage one at a time, but we did 5. Then we played a half-hour music, and then we did 5 more. They were just thrilled that they were.
Were they wearing their uniforms?
Some were. We had medals made for them, which was a victory medal. On the reverse was our insignia, which I brought these shirts for you. This is
Oh, wonderful.
This is our logo. Voices for Veterans. Represents what we're doing.
Voices for
Okay.
veterans. Yeah.
And I have these shirts for you in different colors. For having me on the show, I certainly am delighted to be here, and I appreciate that.
Thanks.
So these are for you. One in yellow. and one in
Thanks.
white.
So, do you have another, the next one planned?
Yes, this was so successful that we decided that we're going to make it larger. So we have one scheduled for October 4th, 2015, which is a Sunday, from
Okay.
1 to 4 at the former Westbury Music Fair, which is the NYCB Theater. We're there by ourselves. We have a 2.5-hour show, plus we're going to bring in 500 veterans. And
Good, that's what I was going to ask.
And a guest.
So now, not the 500 seats have turned
Yes.
into 500 veterans.
What we're trying to
That's
do
right.
is we're trying to put 5 shows on the books. We're trying to raise $100,000 to do it by ticket sales and by sponsorship. We're going to play Westbury Music Fair and bring in 500 veterans and their guests for free. We're going to honor them in some way, mass kind of a thing.
Sure.
We're going to we're in negotiations now to go to Walter Reed in Bethesda, Maryland, and bring the whole entourage, all of the musicians and the sound man, and put it on for them, all of the patients down
Wow.
in Walter Reed. We're trying to get into Fort Bragg, which is the largest military base in America. We want to put on one of the shows there. And then along
Bob
the way,
Hope is smiling down on you right
Yes,
now.
absolutely.
He is.
That's
I
exactly
just feel
right.
like that, you know?
And we're doing it in a modern way, you know.
Mhm.
And the beauty of it is to merge this music together with the choir and the band is it's fabulous.
Would you share some of the musical selections that were on the last
You
bill?
know, I actually
Things
thought
like Goodnight Saigon.
Goodnight Saigon was one of our themes for the night. We have a patriotic portion where we do about 4 or 5 patriotic songs. Goodnight Saigon was one of the featured songs because we had all the vets come up and sing with us, and we videoed it. We had photographs, and it was a photo op, and it was absolutely spectacular. They were touched by the whole night. We do a song that Rich sings, "America" by Neil Diamond, which is also a big hit also. And we do songs from Michael Jackson. We open up with the choir. One of the young men, Maurice Johnson, in the choir comes in and sings a Michael Jackson song with the choir behind him.
Which one?
Called the Earth Song.
Oh, I know that one.
And if you've never heard the Earth Song before,
Great song.
go listen to it because it's absolutely
It's a great
fabulous.
song.
It starts off slow and kind of ethereal, and it breaks off into the huge choir sound.
Right.
And it just, we put that out as the first song. Knocked everybody off their feet.
Nice.
Nobody knew what to expect, and we hit them with that. Followed by You Can't Always Get What You Want from the
Okay.
Rolling Stones with the
I think
choir.
With the choir.
Yeah.
And
Which
actually,
is
I
great.
have a whole list of the songs here that I can tell you about. We do a Rascal song, and we combine it with Oh Happy Day from Edwin Hawkins, and we merged it together, and then the choir comes out and does that. We have a Blood, Sweat, and Tears song.
Okay.
We have a singer, fabulous singer, Mike Travis, who sounds exactly like the fellow from Blood, Sweat, and
Yes,
Tears,
he did.
David Clayton Thomas. Fabulous. Neil Diamond song. We do a foreigner song where we have everyone come up and not everyone come up, but we try to get everybody in the audience to sing it. I Want to Know What Love Is, sung by Frank Falco, which was a killer. I have a woman, J.C. Dryden, who's unbelievable, does an Adele song called Skyfall. Took the place by
And
storm.
that's James Bond.
We're adding in a Styx song. We're adding in a Queen song this year. We have a Joe Cocker song, the Beatles song, with a little help from our friends. Stevie Wonder. The choir does a medley of Sly into a Stevie Wonder song. they just take the house by storm. This choir is so unbelievable, led by Rachel Blackburn and Vladimir Duguay. They are just fabulous, and we're so looking forward to doing this again with them. They've never played with a hardcore rock band. The band's never played with the choir, so it was really exciting to see the merging of the two. We do a Lee Greenwood song and patriotic version, and a Paul McCartney song. This year we're going to do a song by David Bowie called Heroes, which will be the center of our... I'm going to rewrite the words to try to incorporate what we do.
Do you have to pay for that?
No, not at the theater.
You're going to rewrite the words. They get a little upset sometimes.
We're going to do a whole medley with horns, Chicago, Ides of March, and Bruce Springsteen has a song with horns that we're going to do. We finish with Led Zeppelin. We do Stairway to Heaven with the choir, which is one of the songs I gave you on the CD.
Cool.
Fabulous. You can find all of these songs that we did on our Facebook page, Voices for Veterans, Long Island, New York. And you can go through right now all of the versions that are up there from iPhones that people recorded.
Yes.
Well, we have a professional recording that we did, and we're going to put that up very shortly. It'll show you all the pictures of the veterans getting medals and what they look like, and all of the wars that from World War II to Afghanistan.
Now, like, what made you want to do something for veterans? Just because, like, is it just a soft spot for you? Because do you have any relation with?
Well, we have family
you're
members that
American.
might have been veterans, but it started with the Meatball Cook-Off, and then as we started to play for them, we started to learn about the needs that they have, and we realized that the government. Most of us think that the government supplies enough funding after people.
But we all know that it's not true.
It's not true.
But I just read in the paper a few days ago that they're going to let taxis become, like veterans are going to start driving cabs. That's going to be a new thing.
That may be true, but what Dr. Bob here has done is unique.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
And it's
But I mean, they don't get
time.
anything
So
that they deserve. Exactly. They serve for this country. They put their lives on the line, literally, come back a mess, and then get nothing.
In today's war, what happens is the technology keeps these men and women alive a lot more and longer than they would in other wars. In Vietnam, if they sustained an injury from an explosion, they would die. Now they can save them, they can keep them alive. So they're losing body parts, and when they come back, they're devastated. They don't know how to get inserted back into their lives anymore. The amount of post-traumatic stress disorders, 100% of these guys coming back. I heard someone say on TV, years ago when you were coming out of the war and going home, they would have a decompression of 6 months. Now, on Friday night, they're in the war, and on Saturday morning, they're home in their life, and there's no decompression. There's no way to adjust.
Why did that change?
Money.
But the government, I mean, come on.
Well, years ago, you served one tour, and you came home. Now these guys go back and forth. They serve 3, 4, and 5 tours, and they're back for a weekend, and then they're home. They're back for 6 months, and then they're back in New York.
So it's a whole different ballgame.
It's different now. And the suicide rate amongst veterans is incredible. It's 3 times the national average, and something has to be done.
Well, this is a good start. It's a beautiful thing that you're doing for these people that are totally deserving.
Well, as we start...
Now, wait, you're Dr. Bob? Like,
yes,
what kind of doctor are you?
I'm a chiropractor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
One of my drummers is a chiropractor.
What's his name?
Her.
What's her name?
Andrea Orbach.
I don't know.
She's in Park Slope. She's the Park Slope chiropractor.
Okay.
Yeah, she's great.
My wife is also a chiropractor.
Okay, all right.
So as we started to play for these veterans, we started to learn about what their needs were, and you just can't help but get involved. They're a fabulous group of people. They appreciate everything that we do.
Do you work on them?
Some of them I do work on.
Yeah, that would be a nice service too. They could all use a little.
Yes, but as Paul knows, to do these productions,
you need a chiropractor.
Yeah, I did one.
Yeah, well, your wife can help you, I guess. But it is talking about chiropractor.
It's the double nuts.
It is Chocolate Covered Nut Day.
It is?
It is. It's National Chocolate Covered Nut Day, and I'd love to share it with you.
Okay.
To get my drummer gets a kick. We have a song called Skeletons, and that's where this whole thing of skeletons in the closet comes from.
Oh, I see.
And she always really gets a laugh because she works on a lot of people's skeletons, and as do
As
you.
I do, yeah.
So, do you have a skeleton from your closet that you'd like to share that maybe your patients and the veterans don't know yet?
I think I can come up with something. I'll tell you a story about many years ago. I was a Dale Carnegie instructor.
Oh, okay.
And I taught that for a few years. And what we taught was patience and communication, and positive attitude, and positive motivation, and how to deal with people. And, I was teaching a class, and there was a woman who had been out of the class for 2 weeks. And you really can't be out for 2 weeks without missing an awful lot, and you have to get your assignment. And I thought maybe I should call her and help her out and give her the assignment and make sure she's prepared to come into class if, in fact, she wanted to come back. So her first name was Joan. And I remember calling her on the phone about 8 o'clock at night. And she was home, I guess, after work. And I said, Joan, I'm calling because I want to get you set up for the following class. I know you missed 2, and I want to give you the assignment. I would like to give that to you. And she says, could you hold on a minute? I'm going to get a pencil. So I was on the end of the phone, and I'm waiting for her. And 30 seconds went by, and I don't hear her on the other end of the phone. A minute went by. She doesn't get on the phone. 2 minutes go by. I'm starting to get upset at this point because I'm very busy, and I'm a doctor, and I'm important, and I'm a teacher, and I'm sitting there for 3 minutes now, 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes now, and I'm really getting upset. So I guess there was something in my throat, and I cleared my throat, and she goes, Bob? I go, Joan. And I started yelling at her. I can't believe you let me stay on the phone for 4 minutes without coming back and letting me know. She says, Bob, I've been on the phone for 4 minutes waiting for you to get back on the phone because my pencil was right here. The two of us started to laugh, and it was funny.
Right.
But I lost my temper.
Yeah, and that's not very Dale Carnegie
It's not
of you.
very Dale Carnegie.
All right, there you go. Wow. So, would you like to push a button, Dr. Bob?
I would. Let's see what we got here.
That was for that phone call, right? Exactly. Well, thank you so much for visiting and for the shirts. And just give the website one more time.
Okay, the website is Voices for Veterans, Long Island, New York. You can reach us at the phone number to call for tickets. If anyone wants to be a sponsor, we have sponsorship packages for this show. You can call 516-414-8519. You can speak with me. If anyone wants tickets, you can call the same number and we'll get you tickets. If anyone wants to be at the show for free who's a veteran, we're inviting all veterans.
Nice.
We're taking 500 and a spouse or significant other or friend absolutely free. We're giving out 1,000 seats. If you're a veteran, please contact me. We will get you into the show. You can call 516-414-8519.
No phony phone calls.
I also have an email. You can, let me see if I can remember it.
It's on the website, probably.
Voices for Veterans New York. Voices for the number 4 Veterans New York at yahoo.com, or you can go to Facebook.
Sounds great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And yeah, keep it up. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you. We'll be back. We got more. Yeah.
ReW and who? What's that you say? ReW and who? What's that you say? There's a quirky, cool new internet show featuring rising stars and living legends.
You must be an angel.